Welcome to Listen, Honey, my brand new podcast. I am your host, Katie Combs, honey, and we are rambling today. I'm all by myself here in the studio, and it's different. It's different. I don't know who to look at or where to look or what to do, really. This is all brand new for me. So I guess I'm just gonna, honey, we're gonna catch up. Honey, what's been going on with me? Well, this past weekend, we spent the weekend in Myrtle Beach of the mountains, honey. The Smoky Mountains. We went to the Smoky Mountains, stayed at Pigeon Forge, and I'm telling you, it's got so high you can't afford it. Truly, honestly. The first stop, always, on vacation, especially now that I have a toddler. I guess before I had a child, I didn't really think about it, but Publix. Honey, we have got to go get some snacks. Why? Because all my child wants to do is take 3 bites of everything and eat nothing at the same time. So we stopped at Publix, spent probably more than we should have. Probably more than we should have. And then we stayed at the KOA campground. Now, we stayed at different campgrounds, but the KOA offers cabins, like deluxe cabins. So you kind of get that cabin feel without being like way out in Sevierville or, like way up in the mountains. There's a cute little fire pit. There was bunk beds, which I ended up sleeping in a bunk bed with my toddler. I don't advise it. I still have a crick in my neck. But we're making it, we're surviving. So the first night we got there, for some reason, this time that we went, it took forever to get down there. I think it's because we stopped so many times, but it's only about a 3-hour trip, and I swear it took us 5 hours to get there. So by the time we got there, we were exhausted. We went to Publix, went and checked in at the cabin. I ordered some mellow mushroom because we always get mellow mushroom while we're down there. The closest one is here in Lexington, which is between an hour and a half away. So we don't get it that often. We always get mellow mushroom. It was so good. And we had a little fire, ate dinner there at the cabin, and just hung out. Now, honey, the next morning, 5:30, I was ready to go. Now, typically, I make protein coffees. You all have seen me make protein coffees a dozen times, okay? I post them all the time on my TikTok. Well, I was like, you know what? I don't want to pack one more thing. I'll just go through the drive-thru. Well, honey, I swung through Starbucks. And I got me a drink. And I'm just not used to that much sugar anymore. And hour in, I was sicker than a dog. I was like, no more. Did I go back through Starbucks the next morning? Yes, because I did need caffeine. Okay, but I did not get a venti. Well, I don't know because I can't remember the names of the sauces. So, I did get a smaller one. That's all that I know. 5:30 that morning, ready to go. Got my coffee, got up, got ready. Honey, I went shopping. Okay, the Tanger outlets hated to see me coming. I know that I don't talk about it. You would never hear me talk about it. But I have lost 70 pounds, praise God, honey. Ain't God good? And this is the first time that I've actually ever been able to shop outside of the plus size section. And, honey, did I shop? I sure did. I shopped and shopped some more and got me a few things. And I was going to post, I got several comments like, people wanted to see haul videos, and I can't because they're Christmas presents. A lot of it was Christmas presents. So I can't really do a haul video. But we went shopping to Tanger Outlets, hit up Vera Bradley. I went in pink and bought some things. Took my 2-year-old to the Disney store. Lost her mind, okay? Lost her marbles. After that, I'm trying to think, what all did we do? When you're down there, it is so chaotic. I feel like it's like nonstop go, go, go the whole time we're down there trying to fit as much as we can in. And I think I blacked out. We went to the Sunliner Diner, which was really good. The only thing that I did not like, okay, because I'm not really big on Halloween. Okay, I'm not huge on Halloween. I like the fun, cute stuff, but like the scary stuff, get the hell away from me. Get the hell away from me, devil. Okay? You're not getting in my house. We're not watching real scary movies. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus, okay? But at the Sunliner Diner, they had somebody dressed up as it. And they were like going around to the tables. And I have a 2-year-old, and it was like freaking around. I was like, ma'am, get back, devil. Don't bring that over here. We don't want none of your red milkshake. Get back. I don't want none of that. But other than that, it was really, really good. I got a burger, and it was way bigger than I anticipated. It was huge. After that, we went to the Alcatraz Museum, and I had been a few years ago, and they had all kinds of new stuff. We recently watched Monster, the Ed Gein, Gene, I don't know what his name was, but we watched that on Netflix. And they had one of his tooth, I don't know. They had one of them there. He had went to the dentist. It had like a letter that he had wrote, um, talking about how he had went to the dentist and had this tooth pulled, and it was really bothering him. Um, and his like signature, and they had the tooth. Like, why the hell would they have a tooth? I don't know, but it was interesting. It was fun. Um, my toddler ended up falling asleep, so I just pushed her around in the stroller. We were having us a time. Um, After that, we went to Dollywood. Okay, and I had never been to Dollywood in the fall. This was the first time that I'd ever been to Dollywood in the fall, honey. And Dolly puts on a fest. Okay, there was pumpkins everywhere. I'm not sure if they're real or not. I think they were real, and they were carved. Like, somebody come in there and carved them pumpkins. They had one that was a huge owl. I mean, there was just decorations everywhere. It was insane, and it was so much fun. And usually, bedtime at my house 7:30. My child's going to bed. I have a strict routine, but honey, not when we was at Dollywood. I was like, oh, you want some cinnamon bread, honey? Stay awake. Give you some sugar. You know, we we probably stayed until I think we stayed until the park closed actually. So it was really fun. My mother-in-law gifts us every Christmas season passes. So we try to go as much as we can, even though it's so expensive to go down there. Like, you can spend a whole day at Dollywood just about. I mean, we could have spent way more time there, and we thought about going the next day, but listen, I was done. I was done. I was done. But after Dollywood, we come back to the cabin. I fell asleep, putting my toddler to sleep, and I got up the next morning. I was like ready to go. Ready to go. We did swing by the Nike outlets, and we got breakfast at Reagan's House of Pancakes. My dad always takes the family down there, and we always eat at Reagan's House of Pancakes. It's a buffet. It's so good. They have everything you want. And, I think one of the hardest parts about getting in at a restaurant there is having to wait for your food. And like the buffet, you're in and out. I'm not huge on buffets because I'm a germaphobe, honey, but don't worry. I had my hand sanitizer on deck. So that was fun. And we were supposed to stay Sunday night, but it was giving rain and we were all tired and I was ready to go home. I'm a homebody. I'm not a vacationer. I don't like to vacation. I don't sleep good when I'm not on vacation. So Mom was ready to go home, and we got home just before the rain, and it's got super, super cold here. It's got rainy, it's got cold, and it feels like fall. I mean, for the longest time, it was hot. It would not cool off, and now it's like all of a sudden it has just got cold. So Friday is Halloween. Halloween plans, I don't really know. I've not decided if we're actually going to go out trick-or-treating to a subdivision because that just doesn't feel safe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm queer. Okay, I've been called queer before. Okay, but that just does not feel safe to me. To go to random people's houses trick-or-treating and, we did it growing up and it seemed fine, but I don't know. People are crazy. They're wild. They're wild anymore. You can't trust them as far as you can throw them, and that's just the gospel of it. So I may try to find like a little trunk or treat or something because my child is ready to go trick or treating. She is dressing up as Maxie, is what she says, but really it's in the Goofy movie. Max goes on stage with Powerline. I don't think it's a boy band; it's just like a band, and she thinks she's a superstar. And do I tell her she's a superstar? I absolutely do, honey, because what my baby wants to be is what she's going to be, But as excited as I am for Halloween, I am ready for that shit to be over. Because come November 1st, we are decking the halls, okay? I'm ready to get the Christmas tree out. I'm ready to get I probably won't get my Christmas tree out because we've been getting a real tree for the past 4 years, maybe. I don't know. So we get a real tree, and obviously you can't put them out this early or you will burn your house down, and I'm not trying to do that, Honest to God, I can't handle one more thing. My house burning down probably would send me over the edge, Anyway, so it'll probably be a few weeks before we can get the Christmas tree out, which is fine. But, I'm ready to bring Santa out. I'm ready to bring a nutcracker out, a gingerbread man, some garland, a nice little Christmas runner. I've been looking for a velvet Christmas runner. I've been looked at TJ Maxx and Hobby Lobby. They didn't have nothing that speaks to me, so I'm going to have to get online. But, every year I feel like I need to change up my Christmas decor. Last year I went with gingerbread men, and the year before that I did nutcrackers, or maybe vice versa. I can't really remember. I'm taking it one day at a time. Um, but I don't know if you can mix them all together. I don't know how to decorate anything. I know how to do a lot of things. Home decor is not my strong suit, okay? It's just really not. I wish it was. Some people can go and they can get decorations, honey, at a yard sale at the Goodwill, and they make it look so good. I could go to Hobby Lobby, spend $500, and I still don't know how to put that shit together. You can't have it all. And I've just come to terms with that. You cannot do it all. And that's just how it is. But I am ready to try to decorate for Christmas, okay? Back in August, I canceled our beach vacation to get new furniture, and we got this is the first time in my life, like, me and Dylan are able to just go, like, buy new furniture, you know what I mean? We've always just took hand-me-downs, and I bought this beautiful hutch set from Bob's Discount Furniture. Okay, and it's like an entertainment center, so I've got two tall, what are them called? Shelves? They got like glass doors. I don't know what they're called. And then we've got a matching thing that goes under the TV, and I cannot wait to put my Christmas decor in it. I am so excited. I am going to hit up Hobby Lobby and probably Home Goods and probably TJ Maxx and anywhere else the Spirit may lead me, okay? Because I'm not going to deny it. It's Jesus' birthday, and if he wants me to decorate, that's what he wants me to do. I'll throw him a party. I'll throw him a party if that's what he wants from me, okay? But I am ready to decorate. Ready for Christmas. Very excited for Christmas. What else is going on? I'm trying to think. Really, I'm just burnt out from vacation. I'm wore out. My 2-year-old she slept through the night for the first year of her life. And after she turned 2 or like 1.5 or something, she just doesn't sleep through the night anymore. Like, I was up with her twice last night. I'm literally running on a cotton candy Alani. Praise God. I stockpiled those. I have so many. 2 Mood Men's and a double cheeseburger from McDonald's. You've got to do what you've got to do. Times are tough. Times are tough. Speaking of Mood Mend, I do want to give a shout out to my sponsor, Bluegrass Precision Wellness, out of Pikeville, Kentucky. They are sponsoring the podcast. You all know I've been working with them since February of last year. They have me on a whole supplement routine. I've done blood work. I've done genetic testing. They really focus on making sure that your body is healthy and not trying to push a bunch of prescriptions. We're taking the more natural route first, and that's what I'm about. I don't want to take a bunch of prescriptions, okay? But I also want to make sure that I'm getting the nourishment that I need. Shout out to them for sponsoring the podcast. They have a retail store in Pikeville, and they have another location opening here in Lexington very, very soon. I am on their GLP-1 support pack. I also take the Mood Mend as needed, honey, when I'm having a bad day. Because let me just go ahead and be honest with you, honey, my hormones are out of control. And before I took my Mood Mend this morning, honey, doom and gloom. Bad time. It was a bad time for me. I thought for sure it was over. Popped 2 Mood Mends, cracked open an Alani, got me a double cheeseburger. I'm ready to go. I'm a brand new woman. So shout out to Bluegrass Precision Wellness. You can shop their website. It's bluegrasspw.com, and Katie10 will save you 10% on all of your purchases over there. Just shout out to them. They're always supporting me, helping me with whatever I need. They're constantly checking on me, seeing how I'm feeling, how things are going. I love y'all over there. I love y'all over there. So the studio is here in Lexington, so it's between an hour and a half, depending on traffic, how traffic's going. And if you are local, I-75 has been a disaster. They've opened it back up, thank God. But it's still, my nerves can't handle it that much. But I had a long drive over here. What am I currently listening to, you may ask? What did I listen to on the way here? Marcus King's Mood Swing album. That's what I've been listening to. I love Marcus King. I love that album, that jazz bluesy. I don't know. I have been listening to Marcus King a long time. I saw him back in, I want to say it was 21. He was here in Lexington at Manchester Music Hall, and That's before a lot of people knew who he was, and I'm a huge fan of Marcus King. I also have been listening to Nicholas Jamerson. He released a new album a few weeks ago. The Narrow Way, I think is what it's called. I really like that. He's a Kentucky artist. I really, really, really try to support my local Kentucky artists, my peeps. So that is what I'm currently listening to. My favorite songs on the Mood Swing album, the Marcus King Mood Swing album, probably is Hero, and then Delilah's on there. Everybody knows Delilah, where Briley is on there doing harmony. And then Nick's album, what is that song called? On My Way. That one, and there's another one called Running Out of Daylight that is just like, the first time I listened to it, honey, tears. Real life tears. So they're really good. Okay, so before I come in, about an hour before I come in, I posted on my Instagram story so we could do a little Q&A. So let's see what y'all are asking on here. Y'all are nosy as hell. It's awful. Somebody said, how did you gain the confidence to start posting on social media? When I started on TikTok, it became a way for me to, I was pregnant and I wasn't able to work anymore. I was like huge, pregnant, miserable, and I was home all the time. Dylan worked, he drove a truck, and was working 60 hours a week, and I was honest to God bored to death. And I didn't think anybody would ever see it, honest to God. And anybody that would follow me from like my hometown, bitch, I would block them so quick. Okay, and then after like I started popping off a little bit, people would message me and they're like, I can't see your profile. And I was like, oh no, oh my God. It's because I had them blocked. I didn't tell them that. I just went and unblocked them because at that point, like, everybody had already seen it. So, who cares? So the confidence, I don't really know. It just kind of happened. I didn't expect it to. So, honey, I don't know. Somebody said, where on God's green earth can I find a hard-working Southern man? Well, let me tell you, honey. I'll tell you where I met Dylan Combs. Me and Dylan Combs met at a 13-week church revival. Honey, go to the church. Go to the church. I was on the back seat, honey, sitting on the back seat. I didn't like to be seen. Dylan was on the front seat, and he just come back there, and then we started talking, and, it was pretty much over from there. I trapped him. Somebody said, do you get hate for your small town being TikTok famous and the best to ever do it? First of all, I don't feel famous or TikTok famous. And honest to God, I don't give a shit what anybody from my small town, has to say. I seen somebody that I graduated from high school not long ago at the Walmart that used to be real bad mean to me. And let me tell you, Karma, she's a bitch. She's a bitch. Let's see. We'll do one more. Somebody said, I'm getting married in 2 weeks. Any advice for newlyweds? So, me and Dylan have been married since 2014. I think that is almost 12 years. Math's not my strong suit. I'm not for sure, honest to God. We've been married a long time. And I would say, communication is key. You've got to talk. If he's pissing you off, honey, let him know that he is pissing you off. Talk it out. Don't sit and be mad, If Dylan pisses me off, he's going to know about it. And vice versa. If I piss him off, honey, he's going to tell me. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. So communication, I feel like that's a huge, huge thing that a lot of people don't know how to do. I think communication is a struggle for a lot of people. I feel like a lot of members of my generation had parents that didn't necessarily communicate, and there was a lot of silence and a lot of just stuff put on the back burner. And I think that we're doing it better, a little bit better than them, because we talk it out. We talk about our feelings, and it's okay. We can talk about our feelings. But, let's see, what else is there to talk about? This is crazy. Do you all know this is crazy that I'm sitting in a podcast studio rambling? I can't believe that I'm doing this. I can't believe that you all want to listen to me. I can't believe that anybody really even follows me on TikTok. I would have never in a million years thought that I would be here. Really, truly, and honestly. It's been one of the biggest blessings of my life because it started when I was pregnant with my daughter. I'd quit my job. I didn't have to work necessarily, but it definitely took financial stress off us. It gave me a creative outlet, because having your first child is crazy work, okay? Like, I had no idea what I was doing. Looking back now, postpartum anxiety, crazy. But I do think it helped me cope and, have a community to talk to. And there are so many of you all that had children around the same time as me that I've got to be friends with, and watch, your all's children grow. And I mean, I swear you blink. I've blinked and she's like a little teenager. I mean, she's two. She's obviously not a teenager, but she thinks she is. The attitude is there. They call it the terrible twos. And, I don't really like that. Is there moments where you're like, oh, shit, this is crazy? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's also so fun. Like taking her to Dollywood this past weekend and, honey, getting tore down. We rode the bears. We rode the bears. We rode the roller coasters. She was yeehawing, ready to go. And it's so much fun to just see their little faces light up and watch them experience life for the first time. But there's also a lot of tantrums in the twos, honey. But we're surviving. We're making it. And like I said, I'm gonna blink and she'll be 5. But it's just part of it, honey. It's just part of it. Just part of it. Speaking of having children, having little babies, Christmas time coming. I have not started Christmas shopping. Do I need to start Christmas shopping? Probably, because November 1st is in like a week. I mean, literally a week. And I did get some shopping done this past weekend at Tanger Outlets, but I didn't get any toys or anything like that for her. I'm not a huge fan of the toys, and she doesn't really like to play with toys. I can't handle the chaos of all the toys everywhere. She is really big into books and stuffed animals. She loves stuffed animals. We are stuffed animal poor at my house. Every time we leave the house, I feel like we get a book and a stuffed animal. But I'm not complaining. I'm glad she loves to read and loves books, because I would much rather her, have books than to have a bunch of toys everywhere. Honey, them toys make my nerves bad. I'm not able for all that. I can't believe, like I said, I can't believe you all want to listen to me ramble. This is wild. Well, listen, I guess that's it for today. I've rambled for a good, 30 minutes. I've got some fun guests coming in. I'm really excited to talk to and share with you all. Thank you all for being here. Like I said, this is crazy that you all want to be here and listen to me. It's been one of the biggest blessings of my life, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful. And I will catch you all on the next episode in 2 weeks, I guess. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing, but we're figuring it out together. Okay, listen, I love yins. We'll talk later. Bye.